marinating.
I ain't mad at you, brother. All right, man. CWTFB Radio, man. You know who I am. I'm Charlie MaSheen, alongside Big Bro, Big Fifth, a.k.a. Damn Rickk.
What up, baby?
Episode 271. We in the media lab at the Sound Lab. We got some love in here, man. Make some noise for the Sound Lab. Always sponsored by the Sound Lab. We're not going to do a mix this week. I know I usually just jump straight into the mix. I feel a little weird, but niggas got kids and shit, okay? Yeah. So shit happens, all right? But always sponsored by the Sound Lab. That's 60 Skinner Street in Brockton, Mass. Rear. Now, pause. Now come up in here for all your creative needs, whether that's audio creativity, that's vocal coaching, that's music recording, that's whatever type of audio you're going to need, whether it's videography for music videos, whether it's for short films, creative projects, photography. We got the likes of my man Boogie in here. We got Nicole Da Silva. We got Soundbar Engineering, Devo. My man Mello in here. Cam Cripp in here. Dimelo Daro in here. Shit, who am I missing? There's a lot of motherfuckers in here, man. It's going to get you right, man. Sound Lab is the cheat code. You go ahead and visit www.soundlabma.com. Somebody's going to get right back to you expeditiously and get you right, man. Soundlabma.com. Shout out to our other sponsor, which is my man Boston's Hair Flow over at the Temple of Groom. 2 locations. One in the Boston Fenway area in Boston, another one in the Harvard Square area in Cambridge. That's Mass Ave in Cambridge and Carm Ave in Boston, man. So run up in there for a luxury haircut experience if you want. You know, you're talking about real tight fades. I've been wearing a lot of hats lately, so you ain't been seeing my cut, but my cut is really immaculate right now. I'm talking about haircut looks airbrushed. You understand what I'm saying? He'll mummy wrap you, pull out your ingrowns, neck up only. You know what I mean? Exfoliate your joints, because I know black men and Hispanic men, we suffer from ingrowns like a lot of no other people. You know, I don't know why it is, but my man will hook you up, get you right. I know some of you poppies be wanting the airbrush. You know what I'm saying? He'll do that. Whatever you need, man. I'm talking about a real luxury experience. If you're a regular, he might bust out the McAllen, you know what I mean, or the Blue Label, or whatever, things of that nature. And kids who are on honor roll, I know school's out right now, but keep this in mind. Kids who are on honor roll get free cuts, all right? Your kid just gets an honor roll, and they need honor roll report card. They need a cut. Go holler at my man Boston's Hair Flow over at the Temple of Groom, man. That's 2 locations, Boston and Cambridge. Coolidge Corner coming real soon, man. Shout out my guys over there. Come on. This week, man, my brother, what's up with you, man?
Not much, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. You know what I mean? Can't complain. You know, this week been a little busy for your boy.
It's been hot, so it made it a little bit, tougher of a week. But,
yeah.
We got through it.
Signing contracts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Light work.
I mean? Ain't nothing to a boss. Yeah, I mean? But how was your last 7 days? What you end up doing?
Last 7 days been good, man. Just working. People are recognizing me. I was at the liquor store. I thought I was going to have to beat somebody up because they said, I know you see me. And, that was a little strange. And just for them to say, I like what you're doing on the podcast. So, if you see me in public, I'm not the most friendly person, but, decide how you want to approach me.
If you love me, tell me you love me. Don't stare at me, man.
Yeah, but my last 7 days been good, man. My son's on vacation. He's relaxing. He's enjoying himself.
Yeah.
My dog's about to turn. One of my dogs is going to turn 1 on the 1st. I'm excited. Might have to bust out the cake for homie.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Do a cake smash for the dog.
Got to get the dog some love. But outside of that, man, been real good, real positive, man, trying to keep my mind right. How about you?
I've been good, man. Just getting ready for what's next. And just spending a lot of time with the family, man. Kids is on vacation, wife on vacation. She a teacher, so she on vacation too. Kids been driving me up a goddamn wall.
I believe it, man. You got the young one, so it's tough.
Yeah, 9 and 4.
It's tough.
My daughter want to do stuff all the time. She just want to do shit. Random. Daddy, let's go see a movie today. And I'm like, all right. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't got no job, so I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to say? Oh, now I gotta go to work. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, well, all right, let's go, bro. I'm telling you, this kid got the biggest popcorn ever.
Of course.
Barely touched it. Murdered a whole bag of Sour Patch candy in a freaking icy that was bigger than her, right? And I'm just looking at her like, yo, son, like, this is crazy. And I just remember growing up, like, our Haitian-ass parents would have been like, no, pop with my hand.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we wasn't getting no candy, no nachos.
We wasn't even
nothing.
going to the movies, bro.
Nah, we was going to the movies.
I wasn't.
All right, well, damn, I'm
Nah,
sorry.
we was going
to the movies.
Somebody was renting that video from Blockbuster. We was watching that.
Blockbuster. Yeah. Something you YNs would never know about. Blockbuster. Oh, God. Just reminds me of Cameron. Still up in Blockbuster. And I'm paid in full. Still on the Blockbuster. Yeah, come on, man. Shout out Killer Cam, man. But anyway, man, what I want to do is let's jump into these ratings because I got a few things I want to talk about tonight.
All right.
Red Cups and ratings. This week we got 2 projects just like every other week that we're going to rate. The first one we're going to talk about is somebody that's out of Lynn. You know what I mean? YN type shit. My man called them YN supremacy. But his name is WSWS. And this is the comeback. This one is about how many tracks? This one's 16 tracks, 38 minutes. What you think?
I thought this was good. This is drill music. Probably not my favorite genre when it comes to hip hop, but this is what the young niggas like. This is what they're into. So it was good to hear this, listening to their experiences from their perspective. And despite everything, this kid did a pretty good job of his writing. Writing wasn't horrible. He was able to articulate and to explain his story the way he saw fit. Explain, the things that are happening on the North Shore. And, I think he's from Lowell. Might have said he was from Lowell or something like that. Lynn.
Yeah.
Lynn, City of Sin.
Yeah.
So
you
definitely.
You don't come out how you went in.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. It was good, man. My favorite record on here, Back in Boston, featuring J5, I believe.
All right.
I like that record. The production was amazing on that record. I feel like it flowed very well. It was a good way to kind of wrap up the album. Outside of Heartbroken, the outro, which I really liked. I like the fact that he had an intro and an outro.
The outro was good.
Yeah, the outro was really good. I'm not sure how long he's been doing music. I didn't get a chance to really dig in and see what he's done in the past. But I definitely enjoyed this, man. I think that with continued working with the same producers and the same group of people, you'll be able to elevate your sound. Get a little bit better content, a better way of explaining your story, and I can see you hitting the stars, man.
Okay, I like that. Honestly, I like Dog. I don't remember who sent me this. It might have been his manager, or I don't know. It might have been him. Can't remember. I don't want to say it was him because the last time I said that, motherfuckers can't take. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Somebody sent me this shit, right? And I'm always skeptical about young rappers because I know how young hood rappers do, right? And I feel like there's a certain caliber of authenticity that I can't really vouch for,
right?
Because I'm not from Lynn. You know what I mean? I don't really know what goes on out there. But he sounds like he sounds believable. You know what I mean? Like, to an extent. You always can hear it in somebody's voice when what they're speaking about or rapping about in their music, if it sounds valid or not.
Yeah.
So whether or not it was his stories, it was somebody's story that was close to him that he felt compelled enough to tell. Well, not tell on nobody, but tell the story. What I want to see more from you, bro, is development. Like, I just want you to sharpen your delivery and sharpen your pen. And when I say your pen, I really mean like vocabulary. I feel like the songs were very repetitive. Like he was saying, like you were talking about a lot of the same stuff over and over and over and over again. And it doesn't make the songs bad individually, but when you put it all in one project, it's like, dog, you already said that. You know what I mean? And that's how I felt a few times. It doesn't make the songs bad because I think he can rap.
Right.
I want to see a little more lyrical prowess. I want to see you getting busy with the words because I think you could take it there. From the passion and like what I hear, and like you have passion and pain in your voice. You have a great rap voice. I think his rap voice is immaculate.
Yeah.
And I like the features that you chose on here too. Jigs, the In the City with Jigs is probably my favorite record. You know, the what's it called? I did like Roofing with Illy D. I do like Back to Boston. I do like the outro, like you mentioned. I mean, those are good records, but there's a lot of the records that kind of have similar stories, and that's kind of what was just more like, you already said that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just how I feel. But all in all, bro, like I couldn't give you a bad score, man. So we could talk about this, man. My man WSWS. I want to know what WSW means.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not sure. I don't know if you said it on here. If you did, I missed it. But yeah, let us know. But the comeback out of 5 red cups, we gave this one a solid 3.8. Shout out to you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Shout out City of Sin, man. Lynn, you know what I mean? Keep doing your thing. The next one we're going to talk about is somebody who's basically Sound Lab. You know, he teamed up with somebody who definitely is Sound Lab to create this project. We talking about my man Jaffe Diamond. He teamed up with Cam Crip. They dropped Let Me Rap Volume 1. 8 tracks, 18 minutes. What you think?
All right, so I thought this was actually a good compilation of music. Engineering, production, mint. Cam Cripps did his thing on this as far as putting this together and curating an amazing body of work. I like this, but I also have, I don't want to say I have beef, but when you redo a record, and we're not talking about regular records here, we're talking about legendary Jay-Z records, and of course, comparing you to Jay-Z is ridiculous, but I feel like you actually rapped better on the songs that were not Jay-Z records. You had so much enthusiasm in all those other records, and you gave me 1:38 on Rock Boys, and then the Hova song, honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of. But again, Jay-Z's my favorite rapper. I have some biases in regards to it. You know, remaking a legendary song is always going to be tough. I think you did a good job throughout the rest of the album, though. Your story was great. Chef and Ghost was amazing. I like your references that you made throughout this whole thing. I love the clips of Jay-Z. I love the clips that you use in general.
Dame Dash.
Right. It just shows that, one, you did your research to put this together.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that research is important in making music. Because it helps deliver your message and your story a little bit better. So you did a phenomenal job with that. I really don't have much bad things to say, man. You did a really good job. I'm happy with this. I look forward to seeing what you're going to do in the future. One little bit of critique, maybe your delivery. I feel like there was something missing. You gave us something, and then you kind of left us suspended and didn't execute the way that maybe you thought you would have executed putting this together. It just felt like something was missing. I listened to it several times. I tried to listen to it on different occasions and, you know, with different feelings. And every time I feel like I wanted a little bit more from what you were giving. Pause. So this was great. Just keep doing your thing, man. I think this is just more development and just working on your craft, and stay away from redoing these beats, please.
Okay. I respect it. Jaffe, you know how I throw it up for you, my nigga. You always show mad love. Always, you know what I mean, super respectful, my nigga, down to earth, nigga. Just a good dude all around. I like this one. There was a one that we rated before, and you was in the room, which was uncomfortable because I had to kind of tell you I ain't like it. But this one, I wish you was here now because I felt like you took the criticism from that and you went back to the lab and you did what it did, and I like that you got with Cam on this. I do feel the same way about the Hove records, but in a different light.
Okay.
I feel like it's dope that you are, making an ode to your favorite rapper, the guy that you idolize when it comes to you making music. But that gets tricky. It gets dicey because what happens is you don't want to lean too much into that because we already got one of those. Right. You know what I mean? We already got Hove. And we got old Hove and we got new Hove. We got so many different flavors of who he is as an artist that it's like, let us hear it. We don't want you to say it type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you understand what I'm saying by that?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, when we hear you rap, we might get notes of Hove and be like, all right, I like that. But with those songs, they're so classic that unless you're going to say some groundbreaking shit, leave it alone. You know what I mean? And it's not that you're not a good rapper, bro, because we all know you could rap.
Absolutely.
Like Jaffe A. Smith, once I turned that on, I was like, oh, he's
right.
rapping.
Yeah.
My man said, can't get a Birkin. I'm about to go trick off at Tarjay, nigga. Right? I said, nigga, a lot of niggas don't keep it real with themselves like that. You know what I mean? But man, also, tricking off at Tarjay can get really expensive.
Absolutely.
If you're furnishing the bitch's home, she just moved, and you're getting a couple of TVs and appliances, nigga, that's like buying one Birkin.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It might get crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying. But I understood what you meant. I understood the sentiment. I love the realism in your music, bro. I love the vulnerability in your music when you're talking about your mother and things of that nature. I love, you acknowledging your flaws in your music and things of that nature, man. I think this is a really good work in progress, bro. You're moving in the right direction, and I love to see the growth pause from, last time, man. So, other than that, man, I don't really got much else to say, man. Well, you got anything else you want to piggyback?
The album cover is fire.
Oh, yeah, the album cover is fire.
Album cover is fire. Like I've been looking, trying to figure out where this is from. I feel like I've seen this before, but it's amazing. And again.
Yeah, also another thing I want to say, Jaffe, you're really good at, like, doing, like, tasteful art.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, visually. Like, you know how to, like, that, just from that album cover itself goes to show that you have an eye for certain shit that a lot of rappers don't have an eye for, because rap is, some people say music is visual to them, and I think you're showing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is fire. Like,
and he showed it in his lyrics.
Yeah.
This is early 90s right here, and he came with that early 90s vibe throughout the whole album, and I enjoyed that, I like that. I like the way he was rapping. I like the way he was delivering his message and just spitting bars, bro. The boy, he could rap.
Yeah. So keep creating, my nigga. Keep doing what you doing. Out of 5 red cups, we gave Let Me Rap Volume 1 a solid 3.9. Shout out my man Cam Cripps, man. Big Sound Lab in the building. Shout out my man Jaffe Diamond, man. Y'all keep creating, my nigga. Keep doing what you do, man. All right, let's get into the topic at hand today. First things first. I want to talk about this whole Jim Jones and Nas thing.
Yeah.
Right? Because so Jim Jones was on Joe and Jada, right? And they were referencing some young kid talking about how Jim Jones is better than Nas and things of that nature. And then Jim Jones went on this podcast, sat in between Fat Joe and Jadakiss, and said, yeah, I'm really like that. And then he wanted to talk about, like, accolades and Billboard charting, and and I was just more like, this nigga's delusional. And I like Jim Jones. I like Jim Jones just as much as anybody else, my nigga.
Yeah.
But I don't think Nas and Jim Jones, when it comes to being an influential rapper should be in the same sentence. What do you think?
No, not at all. Without Nas, there's no Jim Jones.
Right.
Without Nas, there's no Cam.
Right.
There's no Cam. There's no Jim Jones. So this is clearly a miss. But I also understand what Jim Jones is talking about. In order to know about Nas, if you're 20 years old, you have to have a parent that's going to say, hey, this is who X, Y, and Z is. It has to be introduced.
Right.
Because there are a lot of young men and young kids out there that have no idea who Nas is until somebody like us tells them who they are.
Right.
Ballin' by Jim Jones is something that these young kids grew up on.
Right.
So a lot of these kids were 2, 3 years old, 4 years old, talk about ballin'. So yes, they remember that for the next 10, 15 years of their lives. In that instance, that's what Jim Jones was catering to. Jim Jones right now is a fucking 50-year-old YN. He is making music, dressing like these kids. And, nothing wrong with that because that's how he is. But he's also delusional in the fact that he has more chart-busting music than fucking...
Bro, it just doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
Illmatic is one of the best albums of all time.
Critically acclaimed.
I cannot say anything like that about Jim Jones. Jim Jones does not have a top 100 album of all time.
My man, you could take Illmatic, It Was Written, I Am. You could take so many of these albums and teach a whole English curriculum off of these albums.
Yeah.
You can't say that about Jim Jones.
No.
And it doesn't take anything away from what he's done. And here's the thing, right? So the kids, they fucking, they like Jim Jones because he's wearing the sparkly pants and the fucking sparkly belts and the fucking all that shit. Cool, my nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't care. Like, fashion is important when it comes to certain type of rappers, my nigga, right? But you look at a nigga like Nas who can make a black tee and a gold chain look like he's the fucking Gold Ranger, my nigga. Like, he's going to make this shit historical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just from wearing, like, whatever. You know what I mean? And because he's giving you that real. Like, he's really spitting for real. And not only that, if you look at modern Nas, he got with Hit Boy and created a series, The King's Disease, all this shit. Like, bro, you going to put On the Church Steps versus King's Disease 2?
You can't.
I don't understand where the comparison is coming from. These young niggas, these new niggas, they fickle. You know what I mean? They hop on anything. They're like, yo, well, this nigga had the what's the shit? What's the fashion? I'm not a fashion nigga. I don't
Chrome Heart jeans.
Chrome Hearts. There it goes.
Yeah, boom.
Oh, he taught niggas how to put the Chrome Hearts on with the motherfucking charm bracelets and the. You little niggas can't afford that shit anyway. But that's why you like Jim Jones, because he looked nice. That's gay. First off, like why you get? Oh, he looked nice, so he's better than Nas, nigga. That's pretty gay. Like, relax, right? But then the little nigga said, "Ballin', we fly high." That is a timeless record. I'll give Jimmy that. I love Ballin'. But then the Pop Champagne, that song sucked. That song was ass, nigga.
Yeah, no.
Straight ass juice, nigga.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Straight garbage, nigga.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Straight lint on balls.
That's when the rap game was trying to be so bad, man.
And the same little niggas who's probably loving that Ron Browz feature don't even realize that Ron Browz produced Ether for Nas. Why you think Ron Browz is Ether boy? So these songs that y'all are trying to like, I want to know, where are these Billboard, charts, like these Billboard, what's the word that I'm looking for? I forget what it is. But when you first drop something and then you on Billboard, yeah, Jimmy, you have had success. You have absolutely had success. We know that you're a multimillionaire. We know you've done good things. But you will never, ever be in the same conversation as Nasir Jones, my nigga. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's insane, man. You know, we're talking about God's son versus Jim Jones. Bro.
And then Jim Jones doubled down the other day. I forget what Paul Cassie was on. He said, "Oh, I've made Nas go viral. He ain't seen this viral activity ever." And you're probably right. Because when he was going to war with Jay-Z, that was before the viral era.
Yeah, there was no internet for that.
Niggas had to actually search for shit.
Yep.
You had to hit up the bootleg spot, or you had to, you know what I mean, go to the record store.
Shout out to Funky Fresh.
You know what I mean? Shout out Funky Fresh. You had to go get the magazine, the source, and things of that nature. So it was a different time. So I understand that. Yeah, maybe Nas hasn't gone viral. But Nas would never go viral for talking out the face, my nigga.
Nah.
He would never go viral for saying some outlandish shit like that.
No.
You are going viral for that, which I respect because your streams are probably going up. And he's also said that too. He's like, niggas ain't even understand that. That's my play, nigga. I go say whatever I want to say. My streams go up. My sales go up, blah, blah, blah. That's cool. So people are going to probably he's probably going to keep saying crazy shit. Maybe that's his angle. If that's your angle, more power to you, brother. Put some money in your pockets. But Jim Jones couldn't shine Nas's shoes. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, my nigga. Like, I've never listened to a Jim Jones album and said, wow, that did a lot for me. Am I out of bounds by saying that?
I agree with you. I can say I have more fun listening to Jim Jones's albums than I do Nas. Nas is, you know, more of a...
Yes, it's more serious.
More thinking. Where
Yeah.
Jim Jones is, you know, pop champagne, let's pop a bottle, let's go, let's get fresh, let's get fly. And I like that music too. I think all this music is all subjective. Outside of the Billboard thing, like, yeah, I get it. Jimmy, you probably were on the billboards for the first maybe hour or 2 hours of that song coming out, but like,
You don't have more Billboard entries than Nas. You don't. You don't.
you don't have a song
Like, not even close, my
You
nigga.
don't have a song with Lauryn Hill.
You don't have more Billboard entries than Nas. You don't have more influence on hip-hop as a culture than Nas because fashion is one side of it. And also, you got to understand when Nas was coming up, you weren't even a rapper for real then. Like, let's be real. That's when Mace was teaching you how to rap.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't happening, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it just, you can't do that, bro.
No.
It's disrespectful.
And to be honest, man, Jim Jones talking, he's not even better than Mace.
Come on.
He is not better than Mace.
Come on.
Absolutely not even
close.
Not even close.
Not nowhere near close as Cameron neither.
No, not
I
at
remember
all.
when niggas used to be like, yo, Jim is the best Dipset. I'm like, nigga, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Nah.
You know, because the problem is that's when the Cam was doing the computing shit,
Yeah.
right? But niggas, if you actually listen to those bars, he was actually saying a lot of crazy shit. And he was giving you a nursery rhyme version of it.
Yeah, that's all.
But he was actually spitting for real. He said, I nurture their brain. I tutor the students. I'm moving the movement, some shit. Whether he said, hit up from rooter to tutor. I didn't even know what that meant until recently. And I'm
Rooter
like,
to tutor.
yeah, I didn't know what that meant. I just thought he was just saying bullshit.
Nah.
From rooter to I was like, oh.
From the rooter to the tutor, baby.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was the way his delivery's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So you wasn't even the best nigga in your crew. And them niggas ain't fucking with Nas. So how? You wasn't even the best rapper on that couch when you said that dumb shit. You got Fat Joe, Jada and Jimmy. I think if we're going to go from highest lyrical ability and influence and just total packages of rapper, if you going from top to bottom, it'd be Jada, Joe, and then Jim.
Facts.
So you was rap on that couch, and you had the nerve to talk about Godson.
To be honest, he's not even the best dressed on that couch because Fat Joe got style like a motherfucker.
Joe be having moments. He be doing some weird shit. he be doing some weird shit.
He's dressing for his age. He's not trying to be a YN.
I feel like Joe had to fire a couple of stylists because then he be doing some real questionable shit when he be like, I'd be like, yo, Joe, what are you doing, buddy?
Leave Joe alone, man. That's my guy.
I fuck with Joe too. And I fuck with Jim. I don't want to sound like I don't fuck with Jim. I do. I love Jim Jones. But it's just when we talking about rap, like rap for real, hip hop, like you said, they do different things. Like, and when you want to listen to some fly shit,
throw on that Jimmy, man.
Put on some Jimmy, man. But when you want to listen to some thought-provoking, like, classic rap, like some real classic rap that's going to be like, damn, my man spitting. My man really told an ill, wild, crazy story right now. Put that Nas on.
Yeah.
I can't say that about Jimmy.
Nah.
You know what I mean? So we got to put that to bed, man. We got to put this conversation to rest. Like, Jimmy, stop. Like, we love you, my nigga, but what Kobe, no, what Draymond Green said to Paul Pierce, they don't love you like that. They don't love you like that, my nigga. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? But whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. Something happened recently when you got these young kids not understanding the value of work, right? That got me thinking. You got these little niggas who have no responsibilities, nobody to take care of, barely take care of themselves. They had their illegitimate father buy them a pair of jeans that they've been wearing for the last 5 years, maybe more. And they say things about like working a lot of hours like it's a bad thing, right? And these are the same people who's never cracked 200,000 plus in a year, ever, probably never will. They don't understand what lifestyle looks like and things of that nature. But it brought me to the point of work-life balance.
Yep.
We're both fathers. We're both providers. You know what I mean? We're both husbands. How important is work-life balance to you, and what does that look like?
Work-life balance is very important. Coming home and, getting to spend that time with the wife, whether it's watching a movie, talking about life, talking about cooking together, that's all important. Why? Because that helps the relationship grow and it keeps it from being stagnant. So being at work for 14, 15 hours a day and, which I do most days, and then coming home and seeing my wife for 10 minutes and then going to bed, that sometimes has a strain on my life because she is truly my best friend. If something happens, I'm going to call her first before I call anybody else, partially because she has the money and she has all the stuff that I need to survive. So, but realistically, man, work-life balance is important because it fosters a healthy.
She kind of balances my checkbook.
It does. It does. Work-life balance fosters a healthy relationship, and we're talking about just the simple things, accomplishing tasks, going grocery shopping. Right. Those things that people just overlook or don't pay attention to, they're important because when I'm coming home at 8 o'clock, the last thing I really want to do is cook.
Think about what you want to do. Even think about what you're going to
eat. I don't even want to think.
Let alone cook.
The last thing I want to do is think. But one of the things that, has changed throughout time and in my relationship with my wife is I used to come home and go straight to bed. 5 o'clock, I'll be knocked out. Until one day she looked at me and she said, I get it. You're tired. You worked hard. And, I appreciate everything that you do. But when you come home, the work is not done. There's more work that needs to be done.
Right.
And that really sat with me. And then one day my son actually said the same thing. He's like, Dad, you come home and you go to sleep. What's up? And I took that as a personal challenge because, one, I don't have the same benefit of most dads. I get to see my son, several times a week, but, I don't have him full time. So the time that I have with him is extremely important. It's important for me to make sure that that time is quality time and not time that is just bullshit. I want to be able to provide him with the things that, and the time that he needs. Time is more valuable than anything else. It's a commodity. It's the most important thing in this world, and you realize how important time is when you actually lose something. I had no idea of the value of time until I lost things that were very important to me. With that in mind, I cherish those moments, and I try to be, like I said, man, I try to not let work consume me. If things need to be done, I'll call out of work. That's what sick days are for. That's what PTO's for. And again, that just maintains the household. So work-life balance, wild important. There's certain things I will not do, certain jobs I won't take because it interferes with that work-life balance. And I want to be able to come home and be with my family and my dogs and stuff like that.
Nah, real shit. I agree wholeheartedly, my nigga. Like, I just don't think that people understand that until they get there in life, as far as, like learning life and just doing shit. You got, I would say it all the time when I was at work, like, look, nigga, I'm here with y'all niggas more than I see my wife and kids.
Bruh.
Right? Like, I don't even like you niggas. You know what I mean? Like, I don't love you niggas neither. Like, so how you know what I do to a nigga's mental health, nigga? You like, nigga, I fucking hate you niggas. Like, I don't like you niggas. And you niggas don't know what the fuck you doing. That's how I feel about a lot of these niggas I used to work with. But anyway, work-life balance is important, man. You gotta put that time in with the family. You gotta spend moments, because life is about moments, bro. Like, memories and moments is more. It's greater than any material thing. Because what I used to do was, I've always prided myself off of being a great provider, right? But not being at work since February has showed me, like, dog, this is ill. Like, I get to hang out with my folks, take my kids to the park. Random Monday, my daughter want to go to the movies. Yo, let's go. All of that, like, that to me is that makes you feel richer than anything.
Yeah.
No money in the world can fucking can substitute that feeling right there. Like, that time. Like you said, bro, time is the most important increment of measurement in the world.
Yeah.
Like, when you can have a whole bunch of money, but you ain't got no time. You know what I mean? You can have a whole bunch of time and have no money. I can't relate. But work-life balance is one of those things where people take for granted all the time. Yeah. Because we're so much in go mode that you don't get a chance to stop and just appreciate the life and reality that you built.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I feel like these past few months has, like, really showed me a whole nother side of what life could look like when I don't want to go back to the workforce, and I won't have to go back to the workforce. And I'm excited to attain that. You know what I mean? Because you're always going to have to work. It don't matter what you do in life, my nigga. It don't matter. Niggas can say they're retired. Nah, you're going to have to work to some capacity. I don't care what you do. Because you either working for somebody or you working for yourself. But if you're working for yourself, you still got to work.
Right.
You still got to do something. You have more flexibility when you work for yourself, but you also still got to go get shit done. And that shit just made me mad excited for what's about to happen next, bro.
Word.
Like, as far as, like, what we can actually do with this shit, and simple shit like going to pick up your kids from school.
It's big, man.
Drop them off and, surprise them.
That's big
stuff. It's like when your kids see you, it's almost like they thought they was never going to see you again, nigga. Like, they be so excited. It's the greatest feeling in the world, man.
Indeed.
Just being able to just take a 2-week vacation with your lady, like, fuck it. That's what work-life balance looks to me, man. Not having to commit to certain things just to generate income is probably the greatest feeling in the world, man. So I want all fathers, men, you know, women too, mothers, whoever, aunties, anybody who has to take care of anybody else but themselves, to take heed to what we talking about right here, my nigga, because I think that's possibly the most important aspect of life, man.
Absolutely, man.
Is spending it with people that you actually give a fuck about. The people that you care about, man. The people that you here for. Like, the people that, if you was gone, would impact the most.
Yeah, yeah.
And don't forget that because you're here, it also impacts them the most, too. So, yeah. Let's move on, man. There was something I wanted to talk about. I forgot what it was. I wrote it in the group chat with y'all, man.
Talk about?
Oh. Did you see that clip that I sent you with the B. Simone shit?
I did. And Joe Budden. Yeah.
So that kind of like goes into kind of what we was talking about a little bit. Lifestyle, I guess, in a sense. Not really, but B. Simone, I guess, is starting a new podcast or maybe picking up a podcast that she was already doing. I don't know. But she was on a podcast with her alleged best friend. Her best friend had a moment with her.
Yeah.
And said, I was homeless.
And the food stamp line.
I was on food stamps. I couldn't eat. Whatever. My peoples was hurt. Whatever. I was hurt. All of that. And all B. Simone had to say was Jesus. Yo, I was like, damn. It was cringy as fuck to watch because it's like, dog, this can't be your best friend for real.
Nah, it definitely, you know, women don't like women, bro. That's something that I do have to say. I tell my wife this all the time. Women hate women. I don't know why it is. I don't know what the hell is in the water, but any opportunity where a woman can hate on another woman, that woman will, just depending on the woman, because it's not all women, they'll take that opportunity. B. Simone is the epitome of a trash person. The epitome of a trash person. Your friend is sitting there being vulnerable with you. And then on top of that, this is what pissed me off, the fact that she had to take a moment.
Oh, yeah.
She had to take a moment.
Yeah, to what she say? To take it all in?
To convicted.
She was convicted.
She was convicted to call back. She had to take a moment to listen and digest that her friend was telling her that I was broke, I was going through shit, and you didn't help me. I watched you help everybody else. She had to take a moment to respond to her friend and say how she was offended. The gall. Yeah. The fucking nerve.
Yeah.
Your friend is in the middle of telling you that something hurt her, and you want to supersede her hurt with your hurt. You selfish, nasty woman. That's not okay.
And he's being nice about it.
Yeah, no, I'm not like that. I'm not going to sit here and disrespect anybody. But that just merely shows you where her intentions are. And you know, it's trash. It's trash.
You suck, my nigga. B. Simone, look, I don't really know. What does B. Simone do exactly?
She does comedy. She does.
Oh, she's a comedian?
She's on Wildin' Out.
Okay.
Yeah. She's definitely grown her brand
from
the moment she started.
I know the name. I know the name,
you.
but like, if you ask me to point out exactly who she is, as far as why she has any type of fame, I couldn't tell you.
Got you.
But what that goes to show me is that, like, you want your people to do good, but not better than you. Because her friend also said something about, I told you about an opportunity.
Yep.
And like, you was trying to take a moment to take it in, and it's like, what you thought that maybe your friend had an opportunity to be bigger than you, and that threatened you to a sense where you couldn't just be happy for your friend. How was that your best friend?
It's not.
I couldn't imagine, you calling me, my nigga, and telling me about something like, yo, bro, I got this going on. And I'm like, all right, well, so what? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, nah, that's
immediately it'd be like, yo, good shit, congrats, bro. Like, yo, all right, well, that's what's up, man. What's next?
Yeah.
I want to learn more about what you got going on, my nigga. I could never just hear about my people got something going on. I don't know if it's almost like she didn't want it to happen because it wasn't coming from her.
Yeah, and that's trash.
It's like, oh, well, there's 14 bricks in that bag? Who hooked you up, eh?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, type shit.
Real Rico.
Like, yeah, like, what?
Yo, bro, real friends celebrate your wins, losses, and whatever else in between with you, man.
Right.
So, like, B. Simone just definitely was not being a good friend, and she's probably not the greatest friend to this young lady.
I think it speaks volumes to her character, because people always talked about B. Simone and things of that nature. Like, I would hear like little, murmurs and opinions on her and things of that nature. I never really understood where it was coming from, but like, damn, after seeing that moment, I was like, yo.
And in that same
really
moment,
sucks.
In that same interview, she went from I can't shop at Bloomingdale's to now I'm shopping at H&M.
Come on.
Get the fuck on, bro.
Come on.
Come on, my nigga. Like, we're not going to feel bad for you, bro.
This is the same chick that's sitting across from a chick who couldn't eat.
And she's talking about, I can't live this lifestyle anymore.
Nigga, I can't shop at Bloomingdale's no more. I got to shop at H&M. You know how your friend probably had to get shit at Goodwill at a time of her life. And you didn't even show up for her when you could have. When you was financially set and able and equipped to help a friend in need, you were not there. And now you're sitting across from said friend and you're complaining about your funds are low and that you got to go shop at H&M. How dare you?
It's fucked up. It's a fucked up thing, man.
That shit is crazy.
It's crazy. And again, alludes to women hate women. Yo, bro, come on. It's like crabs in a barrel, man.
And that's cool. And I understand what you're saying by that. But maybe just B. Simone is just a shitty-ass bitch. I think that's really what it comes down to. She just sucks.
Maybe she sucked because she's letting her personal issues interfere with her thought process.
Yo, didn't she like have a thing with the baby?
I have no idea.
And like they had a podcast and she was like, would you fuck with a bitch like me? Like for real? He was fucking her or some shit?
The baby?
I don't know. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
I might be wrong.
I don't know about that story.
But the bitch got issues.
I mean, clearly.
Like, God damn it. I would hate to have a friend like B. Simone. Like, truly and wholeheartedly, man. Like, you really suck. But enough about B. Simone. I want to talk about one last topic, bro, before we bring this in for a landing. I seen the female Rap Rushmore.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I thought I saw something like that.
It was Nicki Minaj.
Mm-hmm. Missy Elliott,
Lauryn Hill, and Lil Kim.
There wasn't a fifth?
Nah, Mount Rushmore's always four.
All right, cool.
Right? So Nicki Minaj, Missy Elliott, Lauryn Hill, Lil Kim.
Wow.
And from the way that this Mount Rushmore was created, it seemed like it was a YN who created it from top to bottom. What do you feel like? What do you guys say about that?
I mean, female rap.
Mm-hmm.
Let me not say female because women in rap.
Women in rap,
because
yeah,
females,
real women.
Yeah, we're not gonna call them females. Women in rap. It's not a horrible list. Missy Elliott being there, I think she's an amazing lyricist. Nicki Minaj, I'm not gonna hold you. She could rap, bro. She could rap. She jumped on a song with Jay-Z and Rick Ross and ran slaps around them niggas.
Yeah.
We can't forget that. She had the best verse on
I'm
that
a motherfucking monster.
Yeah, she had the best verse on that song.
That was one song.
It doesn't matter. She was on that one song with Jay-Z and Rick Ross, bro. You can't take that away. I mean,
what song with Jay-Z and Rick Ross?
Monster, nigga.
Rick Ross was on Monster?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he was. He was the first verse, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. He was such an oversight. I forgot he was on that
She
song.
finished. She had the last verse. You got to be the best to have the last.
Yeah.
So it went Rick Ross, Jay-Z, and then her, bro. So I don't see anything wrong with that. Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill's where I'm a little shaky.
Really?
Yeah, I love Lauryn Hill as a rapper,
And saloons,
artist.
we battle goons. What? Pack from high dunes, but rap tunes or
Yeah,
flash
I don't
tunes.
know.
Take
I love
no shorts like poom pooms.
I love Lauryn Hill.
See, hoochies pop coochies for Gucci and
I
Lucci
hear
kiss me,
you,
and
bro.
my Mitsubishi eating sushi bumping Fuji.
I hear you.
Come on, man.
That reminds me of Wyclef. Too,
Hey.
Being honest.
You thought Wyclef wrote that?
I'm not saying I thought Wyclef
Yo,
wrote it. I think
boy.
Wyclef had a hand in a lot of the writing in
I feel Wyclef had a hand in the styling of the rap.
and
But-
she delivered it exactly how he styled it, which made me feel. Now that I'm older, it's like, man, Wyclef probably wrote this.
I don't know.
I don't know. Listen,
We all know Pros didn't write shit.
no,
so.
pros.
But
No.
but
But to be honest with you, despite a YN making this list, it was a solid list. I have nobody else that I would replace it with outside of maybe
Really?
Foxy Brown as an honorable mention. I don't. MC Light.
MC
I get-
Light.
Yeah. MC Light.
how do you say Mount Rushmore
Without
of
MC
women
Light.
rap without MC Light?
Yeah, absolutely right. But who do you replace?
Nicki.
Really?
Yes.
why
Because
is
all
that?
these people came before her. And that's what, to me, Mount Rushmore is. Like, we're not taking nothing away from Nicki. She's the new one now. Like, she's the new pinnacle of women in rap.
You don't feel like people like the women in rap these days that are rapping, the Sexy Reds, the Cardi B.
Who did Nicki put on?
She didn't put on anybody.
Exactly.
But what she did was she created a bunch of people that want to rap like her.
Nah, she did. She did.
Cardi
She definitely
B,
did. Ah,
Lotto, all these girls, they want to rap.
I would say Lotto more than Cardi B. I feel Cardi and Nicki's styles are so different because Cardi never really came into it for the barring up. You know what I mean? And Cardi would tell you, like, yeah, some people be writing my verses. Like, she'll tell you, like, she never came into it to be, like, this super lyrical rapper. She never cared to be, like, competitive with it in that regard. But she got the style and she got the finesse and the aura. You know what I mean? Like, she's just a real bitch from the Bronx. Like, you're going to relate to her at any capacity. So I don't think Cardi ever really wanted to be like Nicki. She just happened to be next up after Nicki.
No,
you know what I mean? I think Lotto would resemble Nicki a little bit more just because Lotto be barring up. She be rapping for real. And I'll be like, oh shit. But I'm thinking of, so as far as influence goes, that's where it's kind of hard to say that, yeah, you take Nicki off because Nicki does have a lot of influence.
Yo, bro,
But-
all these girls get BBLs and hair things to look like Nicki Minaj, bro.
Yeah, but who did Nicki put on? Who did Nicki help get to the next level? If you look at
Bia.
I guess you could say that, but Russ also helped her too.
Yeah.
I think that Russ happened before the Nicki shit, didn't it?
The Nicki shit was bigger, though.
It was, but I feel like that's what even got Nicki to even look at Bia because of the
song
Russ
with
shit.
Russ?
Right.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? So I think Nicki did do like a song with like the New Girls or whatever, and like Bia represented Boston or something like that.
Yeah.
She had picked like 4 girls from different cities or 3 girls or something like that. I do remember something like that. So yeah, you might be right about that she did kind of help catapult Bia's status, in a sense.
But as far as putting people on in the game, you're right. I don't think there's anybody that Nicki has put on.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's fair to leave MC Light off this list because she's like the matriarch of women in rap.
You know
what I mean?
I
Like,
agree with you.
I would definitely
that was
put
my
MC
idea.
Light. I would definitely put MC Light on the
Who
list.
else you got?
Right? Lil' Kim for sure.
Absolutely.
Without people like Queen Latifah, Rhapsody wouldn't be, what's going on. And that's hard, man, because I like Queen Latifah, but not really. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never, you know what I mean? I didn't really give for, like, it was like, I respected Queen Latifah, but like, I don't know. And that's the thing. YNs probably don't even think Queen Latifah's a rapper. They be like, that bitch is on Equalizer. They be like, you talking about that dyke bitch? Like, right? Like, honestly, you know how YNs is, nigga. You talking about this dyke bitch on Equalizer? You talking about this dyke bitch that's on that old ass movie Set It Off? Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, because I feel like once she dove into the acting, she kind of just dropped music altogether. So it's kind of hard to put her on that list. So let's not say Queen Latifah. I'd say MC Lyte. I'd say Lil' Kim. I'd definitely say Lauryn Hill. The reason why, my nigga, is because she was with Wyclef Jean in a whole movement.
Yeah.
And she outbarred these dudes.
Yeah.
8 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And then when Miseducation dropped,
that was fire.
Niggas was foaming out the mouth for another album.
And never happened.
And we was so pissed that it never happened.
No, I get you.
You know what I mean?
If that album drops today, it's gonna go crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No,
as long as it's good. Right? Let's hope. But also Lauren opened up the door for the non-sexualizing rap for women. Well, she didn't open up the door because she piggybacked off of MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, things of that
right,
nature.
But we got Erykah Badu out of that.
But Badu's a singer.
She still kind of rap too.
She's a singer, bro. She's a vocalist, bro.
Rap, bro.
She's scatted. I wouldn't say that's rapping.
Scat.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, she ain't really a rapper. Like, she's a singer, bro. She's R&B. She's rhythm and Badu. You know what I mean? All right, so Lyte, Kim, Lauren, and I guess I got to keep Missy on there, bro. Because if it wasn't for Missy, we wouldn't have no Aaliyah. If it wasn't for Missy, a lot of the production that came from Timberland wouldn't have been what it is. If it wasn't for Missy, we wouldn't get the crossover of the hyper focus on dancing and hip hop at the same time. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for Missy, bro, you wouldn't get the girls that are just allowed to be silly, because Missy was silly as fuck.
Yeah.
She said, call before you come, I need to shave my cho-cha, right? Like, you know what I'm saying, nigga? She said, do you want to play with my yo-yo? Yeah. Yo, Missy was silly as shit, nigga. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, like, it opened the door to a lot of silly but also creative bars. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say Nicki opened the door to any of that shit. She just took pieces of all these people we're talking about, and because of the machine that was behind her, she fucking catapulted way beyond all of their success. So success doesn't mean that you're a founding father. It just means you did it better than them later. And that's what the Mount Rushmore of anything means to me, is that you're a founding father.
So you would take Nicki off the list
Absolutely.
and replace her with MC Lyte. So
Yes.
we'll talk about MC Lyte, Lil' Kim, Missy, and
Lauryn Hill.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like,
I agree.
and that's my explanation. Everybody could, I mean, you whatever. You can have your own opinion, nigga. But you YNs don't know shit. You little niggas need to go pick up a fucking history book on hip hop, nigga. Just fucking Google shit. You got Roxanne Shante. She dropped one record and went crazy. You know what I mean? I'm not even going to talk about her catalog because I can't even talk about it because I don't think she had anything else besides that Roxanne shit. There's so many people who open the door for women in rap. And just like, you know, you got rappers, like male rappers, you know, men in rap. You know what I mean? That shit. I mean, niggas who fucking started rapping, who niggas don't get like accolades and all this shit, but like rappers who rap, like rappers will tell you that MC Shan was one of the nicest niggas who ever did it. Nas will tell you that.
Yeah.
Who's the top 10? Is it MC Shan? Is it MC Ren? MC Ren, NWA, that nigga don't even get nearly as much props as he should.
No.
That nigga was nasty.
Yeah.
You know, while Ice Cube was writing everybody else's bars, he was the only nigga that was writing his own shit. And he was keeping up with Cube. You know what I mean? You have these names that come in rap that people don't even like. Melly Mel. You know what I mean? And I'm taking it all the way back. You know what I'm saying? I'm going crazy back, so I'm sounding like an old nigga right now. And I don't care. But I want you YNs to really do your research, man, on what the fuck is hot. Because, yo, Nicki's fire. Nicki is that deal. I think Nicki could out-rap a lot of niggas in rap right now. Hands down. Even a nigga with no arms to say hands down. Okay? But to call her one of the founding mothers, the milking mothers, would that be the equivalent of founding fathers? Would milking mothers be the... would that be the equivalent of founding
milking mothers? Nigga. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, she's not one of them, bro. She's not. Like, and that's my interpretation of Mount Rushmore. When niggas talk about Mount Rushmore of something, my nigga, it's like, all right, who's one, like, the 4 earliest people to do some real impactful shit?
So, on the male side, who would you say is the Mount Rushmore for males?
Oh, God.
If we're going to do that.
Oh, God. I was just talking about the ladies, but if you want to go there.
Just quickly.
Goddamn. All right, so you got to put the God MC, Rakim, on there, of course.
Okay, that's one.
That's Rakim. Like, you always got to give props to Rakim. LL Cool J was the first nigga to take his shirt off with a 6-pack.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something.
When he made being sexy ill and rap. Like, you know what I mean? Paradise is very nice. That's when he got corny, nigga. I was like, yo, turn this shit off. Right? But prior to that, you know what I mean? Can't live without my radio. Mama said knock you out. I need love. Bro, if it wasn't for LL, there would be no Ja Rule. If it wasn't for LL, there'd be no nigga who made music for women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anybody.
Any rappers making
right, any rapper. Yeah, any rapper making music for women. And like and wholeheartedly women saying that they looking good while they doing it.
Yeah.
He was the first of that.
Yep.
In my opinion. Right? So Rakim, LL, fuck. This is tough.
Nas.
I was gonna say Nas because Nas started the mafioso rap. Even Biggie kind of piggybacked off of that. That's why Nas and Biggie had like this little unspoken beef. Like that first bar on Kicking the Door was about Nas. Mm-hmm. You know, your flow, your reign on the top was short like leprechauns as I crushed so-called willies, thugs, and rapper dawns. Right? So Nas started that whole, you know, mafioso rap, like, you know, I'm a dawn type shit. And then that opened the door to so many different interpretations of that. But he also came with a really incredible lyrical prowess. You know what I mean? So yeah, Nas would definitely go on there. And a 4 Jay-Z.
4 Jay-Z?
Yeah. 4 Jay-Z. 4 Jay-Z because Jay-Z embodied the street hustler, right? Like he like you looking at like early Jay-Z. Like that street hustler who became a calculated businessman. I feel like everybody's following his blueprint when it comes to that. Like everybody wants to be Jigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of hard to even say Jay-Z because Jay-Z came so much later than these guys.
Yeah. I got a name that I was going to throw out.
Who?
KRS-One. KRS-One.
KRS, okay.
The reason I'm going to say KRS-One is because he is the original freestyler, man. Like, he would go on stage and he would freestyle for about an hour. He made that possible for other rappers to say, yo, I want to go on stage and emulate this. I want to go freestyle. Freestyling wasn't a thing until that. Everybody wrote their bars down. And KRS-One made it a reality that you didn't have to write your bars down. You can go out and you could actually perform whatever you have off the dome. I thought that was big, especially doing it early on.
Yeah,
so
I can see that.
It definitely gave opportunity for these other rappers to say, like Jay-Z. Jay-Z Started writing, and then he said, you know what? I'm done writing. I'm going to start freestyling basically everything off the dome.
Who would you replace with that? Or you would take Jay-Z off and put KRS?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Jay-Z's my favorite rapper.
I can see that.
Or I would take Nas off.
And put KRS?
I would take
I
Nas.
wouldn't leave Jay-Z on and take Nas off. And the reason being, bro, is just Nas is... Because Nas influenced such a vast majority of rappers, bro.
I know. Mobb Deep, Noriega,
Bro.
CNN.
Bro.
I get it, bro.
Bro.
He gave Queens the reason to be
And then
what
you
they
gonna
are.
take Nas off and put KRS? The bridge is over? Nah, bro. You can't do that. That's fucked up.
I have to.
KRS.
Yeah, man. KRS one's...
Oh man, I like KRS. Well, no, I never really liked KRS. I'm not gonna lie.
I got you.
I never cared for KRS's music, but I can't deny his impact and his influence, right? Because he's done a lot, bro. And he had a really ill run. I just, he would be textbook definition of a founding father. So
Absolutely.
I'm not mad at you for that.
He's
bro.
absolutely the godfather, at least, of hip-hop. If we're not going to say he's a founding father, he's definitely a godfather, man. Without him, there's a lot of
He's one of the five families.
Yeah, I would say that.
Rakim's definitely
Rakim.
Rakim created modern rap.
Yeah.
Before Rakim, you had niggas. I'm walking down the street with my friends and the fuck out of here. No, nobody want to hear that shit no more. Rakim gave you a real flow. He created the word flow. You know what I mean? So like he gotta be on there. So I don't know. I like my monument, man. But I respect yours too.
I like KRS One.
I like, you know what I mean? I
know?
get it. I respect it, my nigga. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
You know what I'm saying?
Cheers. All right.
But anything else you wanted to talk about before, you know what I mean, we wrap this up, bro?
I don't know, man. I think we're good. Make sure you guys love your families, love yourselves, and all that other good shit,
Yeah, and don't be a bitch ass nigga.
I'm not gonna say all that.
And don't be a bitch ass nigga. And don't hate on niggas who's older than you, who know more than you, who's accomplished more than you, and who actually can help you if you would shut the fuck up and listen. You know what I mean? I respected my OGs. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm gonna say.
I ain't got nothing, man.
CWTFB Radio. Episode 271, man. I'm Charlie MaSheen. Got my big bro, Big Fifth, Damn Rickk. We in here. The Media Lab at the Sound Lab. We love y'all. Till next time, we out of here.
We don't need bells, bro.
Yo, Bells would have been like, MC Light, who's that? Who's MC Light?
Yeah, maybe he should have never been on that.
Yeah, but you get it, nigga.